The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. Once more into the breach do we go to your friends. Up 28, almost 29 points on the S&P cash at 1893.70 for the last tick. 2.6 billion shares on the New York Consolidated tape. And what does that give us? This gives us a nice counter trend rally to head more shorts as far as I'm concerned. I don't care what everybody says and how many times people ask, is the bottom in? I'm kind of feeling like Bart Simpson out there. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And the problem I see is there's one huge indicator, and that is the huge energy we had on the way down normally is not a low until we go retest it. So the other thing is, of course, when you get those huge downslide moves and then you bounce off them, the surprises are still to the downside. And my guess is that we'll have more than a few downside surprises in the coming months. The only way I've been able to make money being short markets like this, or extensive money, is sitting on my hands, and that is taking opportunities to short when my back is against the wall, and also being able to sit on positions and give some money back without taking it, because then, of course, there's no risk-reward setup that would allow me back in, and that is the problem. I can trade and make a little bit of money regularly, or I can sit on my hands and make a ton of money as this market unfolds, but it will mean that I will have to sit on my hands, and most people are not willing to let a market move against them if it means giving cash back. But then what do you do to get back in? There is no risk reward set up for the next trade, and that's why I will have to sit on my hands for an extended amount of time. But I think that there's more than enough going on out here, and even a bounce like this offers me an opportunity to add to my short positions, at least in the daily newsletter. And I think probably when I look at the charts tonight, I probably will find even more to add, maybe for the Tech Insider. We got some nice bounces moving out here. But in the meantime, we need to start thinking about getting the show started.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
It is pretty much that. But let's get started out here with the show.
That it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1990, Cisco Systems goes public on the NASDAQ, selling 2.8 million shares at an initial offering price of $18 per share. By the end of the decade, the stock has increased in value more than 30,000%. Now, one of the other things that they won't talk to you about in Cisco is how many times they split their shares and continue to add more shares. By 2002, Cisco Systems is one of the few companies that has more shares than there are people on the planet. Yes, I think at that time there was like 5.5 or 6 billion people on the planet, and they had like 6.5 billion shares. For the stock. They've been buying back a huge amount of them over time to try to get that share amount down, because, of course, what happens when a stock moves 2 cents, and that's a big deal? Well, that's called Cisco. Of course, we've got Mr. Chambers, who's been the de facto fiefdom president, CEO of Cisco for a long time. He's made it into his own private fiefdom. He will be leaving soon, and the question is what is going to be left after that. But when you wonder about a company president has a lot of shares and what shares buybacks do and everything that they do, It's to support the price of the stock so they can continue selling into it. It's no different than Bill Gates. For a number of years, the only thing he cared about was making sure that the stock didn't tank, because he was going to be in there selling 1,000 or 2,000 shares every single day for 10 years or 15 years. I forget what it is. But he's out there. He was selling 1,000. Imagine that, just selling 1,000 shares. Of course, he gave a great deal of his fortune away. I'm talking about Bill Gates, only to become the richest man in the world yet again in the last week or two. But that's it. I don't have a slide up here, but a lot of very interesting articles over the weekend about security, and I brought up Bill Gates. I think it was 1998, one of our vendors for the company I was working for was putting together a video room for Bill Gates. And this video room was so he wouldn't have to leave his compound. He could do television interviews, stuff like this. He was still the CEO. And anybody that went into the compound had to have a huge background check. He had like, at that time, he had like 12 or 14 ex-Stasi Israeli commandos for his security force. Of course, he was the richest man in the world then. But saw another article out there this weekend about Zuckerberg, who I think has now 16 or 18 of these same kind of special forces guys keeping an eye on him. And one of the unintended consequences of a lot of people talking trash about, quote, quote, the one percenters, the people that didn't deserve it, is that these chieftains of industry now are kind of prisoners of their own cash. And that is, the more that everybody talks about them not deserving it, leads just a handful of crazies to want to go in. Besides that, you have a giant target on your back. One of the reasons why Bill Gates had a lot of security, and still does, by the way, is that I know for 2 different times that people had tried to infiltrate his staff, like the cleaning people at his big home and everything else, to kidnap his children. And of course, I suspect now that Zuckerberg is going to have just had his first child, that a huge increase in the security is just that. When you have a child now, and you have people giving lots of reasons why you didn't earn any of the money that you had, of course, it then justifies them stealing your kid to get money for them by kidnapping. And of course, all we really have to think about is the really first big version of this, and that was Lindbergh. Very much the same kind of populist rhetoric. We had a lot of communists in the country. Everybody was sure that nobody ever earned that cash that they had. And kind of interesting, but there's nothing new anymore. But certainly in the Silicon Valley, the amount of people being hired for security has gone through the roof. We'll talk a little bit more about this when we get back.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And we're back, and hopefully we've got everything going on out here. Am I frozen again? I should be in that movie. I should get royalties for this minute. Skype is freezing me these days. But we'll be out there. 1893, we're kind of at the highs of the day. 2.75 billion shares as we get started. Anyway, just some random thoughts. A lot of articles about kind of the whole 1% kind of thing going on. And almost kind of hysterical that Bill Gates can give away half of his money and still become the richest man again in the world. Just shows you how much you have money, you can make money, and he has. But of course, one of the other things I wanted to get to is a special announcement, and maybe Andy Hecht will talk about it later in the show. But I want to give a big congratulations out to Andy. He apparently either got a girl drunk or actually drugged her enough that she said yes, and he will be marrying her. Maybe she needed glasses or something. I've seen her. She's a very impressive woman, and I saw her website, very artistic, and marrying Andy. So maybe there's hope for me. All I got to say. Very, very impressive woman. Very lots of congratulations out to Andy on that. Anyway, what else do we have going on out here? Andy's he's private messaging Julie. I don't remember anybody's name anymore, especially people I have not met. I remember a website. I can remember numbers for a Commodore 64 Peek and Pokes site, but people's names, if I don't meet them repeatedly anymore, my mind's just a-going. As I tell many people, my memory's the second shortest thing I've got. Yes, and the mind goes first. Anyway, Julie Very impressive woman, though. Andy's very happy, as he should be. And interesting stuff. Oh, he's got a lot of articles out. And one of the ones we were talking about last week is very interesting to me. We continue to talk about some of the things going on. But to me, always the thing that's most important right now is that Baltic Dry Index. And, we're off, we're up, 4 points, up 1% today. But there's not anything out there in that chart that really gives me any pause to think that we've hit any bottom out here. But a very good article on Seeking Alpha on that. I'll post the link in the den. But it was kind of, I think he started writing it off a comment that I made that forget Amazon for free shipping. If you want 100 tons of iron, it pretty much is just almost free for shipping. We're looking at prices for that about 1/5 of what they were a year ago, or a little more than that. And it's hard for me to see any kind of industrial revitalization without any kind of price hikes in shipping. You would think that enough of these people would go bankrupt, that something would happen, that the prices would start to move farther and higher out here, but not a lot. Anyway, I hope everybody had a great weekend. I did too. And we will continue on and persevere. Once again, congratulations to Andy Heck and Julie. Don't know her last name. Just saw her website, like I said. Saw her website, saw a picture of her. Andy's marrying up. That's all I got to say. What else do we have out here? Nice pop for ADT. They're going to get a buyout. Kind of headed back up to this April 15th high, $42.88. We're about a buck shy of that. But still getting a few of these bounces out here. ADT, probably one of the most notable. What else do we have going on out here? I'm keeping an eye on stuff. Dollar index, of course, up significantly today, up almost 1%. Hit basically 97 on the continuous contract on the dollar index cash for what it's worth. And kind of interesting to see the market really moving against it. Of course, gold kind of reacting to it, but you can't really say how much that is. A lot of manipulation by the central bankers. We ticked up 1 whole point on the S&P cash, 1894. And 2.8 billion shares. Alibaba Group, another one bouncing real big. They are getting in bed with Groupon. Well, that's a sad thought and a visual. Anyway, nice pop in Alibaba. Of course, China popping today. Now, if you're a journalist in China, all you have to do to get sent home is say something they do not like or report something that they did not approve. Some of the things making its way through there are that regulatorily, they are making it much harder even for the individual investors to sell. And there may just be a little bit of a lack of selling for that. Although it's very hard to get any kind of mainstream reporting of this, but it does look like there's more of a, really, you want to sell? I wonder if your taxes are in order kind of thing going on in China. But a little pop out there. So we may see them trying to cut everybody off at the exit door. And seeing a little bit of that. BioMarin Pharmaceuticals. IBB at least getting a little bit of love out here today, not out of any kind of its real movement. 257 on the IBB. BioMarin, though, up fairly nicely today. What are they up? 5% today. Nice little gap. Volume, you really would have liked to seen a lot more because they're going into these candles down on the 28th and the 27th that had, on the 27th, 28th, you had 2.8 million shares. We got about 1.3 million shares so far as we get into that candle. So that's telling me, again, there just isn't a lot going on out there. Credit Suisse, of course, everybody out there telling everybody that nothing is going on. Emergency, no reason to worry. Everything's fine here. Just move along. Of course, the stocks in Europe not really telling me that this is nothing. And you've got a little movement out here today, but not a lot of volume in Credit Suisse or what was the other one? DB. We'll take a quick look at that at the moment. Same kind of thing. You've got Deutsche Bank off a little over 1% out here. You had the big move out here when basically the EU said that they were going to step in and support the banks. But again, today you had JP Morgan say there's absolutely no liquidity problem out there. And that's exactly what they said about Enron and Lehman Brothers and everything in the past. As one wise soul said in the den, it's I don't believe it until there's an official denial. And guess what? They're denying it today. FCX got a lot of movement from our favorite king of the markets, and that is Mr. Icon. He's out rattling some sabers, but we are going through the February 4th high in FCX today, and so far about half the volume. We'll be back in a minute.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Well, we got some volume coming in, 2.85 billion shares, and let's call it 1895 on the S&P cash. A lot of energy trying to push this market up today. at least in the last few minutes. Volume in the in the individual stocks, like we're seeing in FCX, not so much. Of course, gold off 2% more today. Not a big surprise. It got up to its previous high, and at least on Goldfields on GFI, 268. $4.68 on April 29th last year. 4.5 million shares. Got into it with 10 million shares and then kind of pulled right back into the trading range. Not uncommon. You do have to really like the energy coming off the lows. Probably the only sector with energy off the lows is gold and gold stocks, so we'll continue to keep an eye on it. But still a lot of people very nervous, and of course, we got a ton of people that are in gold stocks above. So every move higher, of course, is going to be those folks just thanking God on their knees for an opportunity to get out at whatever price they were in before everything hit the proverbial fan. Go down. We talked to. Did we talk about this? We didn't really. One of the other companies in my list here, and I'll think of it in a minute, got some of their business. Go, of course, is the internet on the airplane company, and huge drumming on this one today. Let's see, where's Go? Off 30% on that deal. I'm trying to remember my list here of stuff. It's got to be VSAT, which is the other one, I'm thinking. Is that right? I think it's got to be. Yeah, look at the move in this. They're getting the business. Go just never seemed to work all that well from everybody that I've ever talked to that's been on airlines that's had it. Now this one, you couldn't ask for a better sign of strength. Big candle, lots of volume. What you would want is this thing to break the October 12th high, $71.41, and be able to hold that level and not just be in a bigger trading range from $56 to 71. Technically, maybe it's an issue. Maybe Viasat is better. Don't know. Of course, when we talk about our friends in China, Wynn Resorts had some nice pops out of their earnings call, although the earnings call was pretty poor. Probably just way too many shorts in the marketplace for Wynn. It's back up to its October 15th high, 8.5 million shares. You could also say that the December 9th high with 12 million shares, kind of where you wanted to be, but if you're the least amount conservative, you'd want to see 8.5 million shares out here today, and you got 6.5 so far. Maybe you're going to go up there and tie that October 15th high. Just a ton of people that are short, and of course, what you hate about the stock right now is that it did break the October 1st low that had 4.7 million shares. At basically $51 on January 14th with 200,000 more shares, and basically went back into the trading range. Energy on the way down was more than on energy on the way up, and that tells me the best you can hope for is this thing doesn't just come up here, hit these highs, run all the shorts, and see this thing go right back down to the levels that we saw before. Other stocks of interest as we continue on is Square. I'm trying to remember. This is another one where someone's getting involved in the company, and so that they took a share of it. Saw some nice pop on Monday. On last Friday. Today, not a lot of volume on this, and of course, this is the other company run by the same CEO as Twitter. Realty Income. I can't remember what the deal was on that, but it's not moving that much. LifePoint Health, LPNT, symbol on this one, back down to its previous lows. Now, again, this is kind of what I see all over the market. And American Airlines suing Go to void contract. I knew something was out, but I think that other company is getting its foot in the door. October 22nd, $58.61 in LifePoint, getting tested with 1 million shares today. but what you dislike is the energy on the way down here was more. And that tells me the best thing you can hope for is a bounce in the stock, and then maybe a light volume retracement back down to that low. You're going to at least get one more retest of the $58 area. And on that one, if the energy is low, then maybe you've got a low. But this is like the general market and why I'm so incredibly bearish. And that is that I'm going to say 85% of all stocks came down with significantly more energy than the legs up in the fall. In this case, the October 22nd low to the December 2nd high, was this move down off of the February 1st high to today's low. Basically had about 25% more energy. And that is probably in a nutshell exactly what the market is doing today. Probably too many shorts, and that's why you get these kind of market burps. And what else can you say? Give me a call at 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com. And, of course, post a message in the den if you would like to. Groupon, of course, that's Alibaba's deal. They're getting involved in it. And a lot of people thinking, well, Groupon was going bankrupt, but now maybe they've got somebody behind them. But a great deal of this was a lot of people were betting on the stock going out of business. They've been short since this thing went IPO. Everybody knew it was dubious to be at its best. This is the kind of thing that would make you reshort it if this thing wasn't a $4 stock already. But these things can be pretty wild. But Alibaba news on that. GOLD, Rheingold, and some discussion. I think it was Steve Rhodes maybe this morning out here saying an island top. I don't know about that. I hate the candle. Maybe it was another stock. I dislike the little candle that we had on Thursday of last week that's in it. You'd really like to see an island reversal. I think I would want to see that candle have a nice gap between it from that Thursday to Friday. But you want basically displaced moving average, chart controls overlay. I mean, this thing is giving its first sign that it is topping out. One of the patterns I love best is a double repo pattern. And this has not done it yet, although it is close to the first part of the test for a double repo, and that is coming through a 9-day or a 3x3 displaced moving average. Below it, back above it, and then the next close below it is the death knell. And we'll talk a little bit more about that pattern. We've talked about it in the past. We'll bring it back. Give me a call, 877-927-6648.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now, you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
And we are back. Anyway, got the market kind of trying to figure out what it's going to do here in the last few minutes. Of course, options expiration always a 80% of the time bullish, but we're kind of towing around at these levels, burning a lot of volume and not moving very far, about 1 or 2 points back and forth on every 100 or so million shares on the New York Consolidated Tape. But we're almost to 3 billion shares today, which would be a little bit, well, a whole lot less than the 5.2 to 5.5 that we were seeing last week to the downside, but still fairly decent volume to the upside. It's just, I get a kind of a clammy feeling when everybody tells me that the bottom is in. Are we there yet? Everything is the assumption, at least on CNBC, everything is the assumption is a V bottom in everything, and I'm not buying it. I think at best the destruction that we've had so far calls for a U bottom if you were going to get that, and I am playing the market accordingly. Community health systems dropped the chalupa today. If you go back, it's pretty far back. You're going back into, what is it out here? Pretty far back. You basically have already blown through everything back into, what is that, October 5th of 2011. This one's, from not that long ago, June 29th last summer, being at $65 and doing nothing, but a straight line down. I don't know a lot about this company. Let's find out a little bit about what they're doing out here that makes them so obnoxiously falling apart, wheels off the wagon. Community Health Center provides general and localized special hospital health care services to patients. Company, acute, psychiatrist, doesn't say anything in it that would stick its thumb out at me. 199 hospitals, 29 states, 30,000 licensed beds. Man, I wonder if my bed needs to be licensed. Community Health Center, founded in 1985 and headquartered in Franklin, Tennessee. I'm going to have to find out more about why this thing would be such an incredible dog. But man, talk about a haircut from 65 bucks. I mean, you see this in tech systems all the time. Kind of hard to see this one out here today. Let's go back. CYH. Let's see what they have to say about what's going on. Analysts abandoned community health systems bullish case. Q4 miss. Collapsed today. I don't know what else to say. Big miss. End of the world. Dogs and cats living together. Pretty much everything you can say that's bad. Amazon had some interesting movements out here. I wanted to get to this one before the end of the day. And, of course, this one, a little bit of doji. I've been thinking that this thing probably could get back up to 540. That's where it broke confluence. So as I continue to look at it, it becomes problematic, at least to me, that, I mean, is that 540 kind of everything that you wanted to get? Can it get back up there? Not a lot of energy out here, at least so far today. Friday we had, should have been a fairly light day, 5.4 million shares. We got 3.6 million shares out here today. So nothing out here really is telling me that everybody is wanting to flood back in to a great deal of these stocks. Microsoft bounced back into the $50 range, and I had somebody in an email ask me to take a quick look at that. Yeah, that's true. What do we have? It's back in the $50 range, but I don't know if you can make a great deal of it. Well, what I can say is that you could be setting up a nice little ABC down on this thing. Let's zoom in here. Man, if you... I would probably set the ABC up as that, the A, this is the B, and if today was the C point, that would give you a 40% retracement and a move back to $44. Probably pretty close in here, 50, 51, 52, right in here looks like just about everything that you would think. And again, as I've said, there's been no energy off low on the vast majority, especially the tech stocks. So we are sitting through, I suspect, and am speculating, the B2C leg on the next leg down. And since I don't know where the next place is, the wagon loses the wheel, I'm sitting on my hands on my short positions in technology. What else do we have going on out here? I wanted to look and see in my list of stuff. And we just turned 3 billion shares. Like I said, a lot of volume for 2 or 3 points here on the S&P cash. Finding a lot of people jumping in at these levels. We looked at Amazon. Let's look at Adobe. I haven't looked at that for a little while. ADBE. Of course, this came off of the volume pretty quick, but what I'm looking at is, of course, confluence levels. I'm thinking this one had it. If I can remember right. Yeah, it was a congestion zone here, and we don't have that much farther to go for Adobe. It goes starts at about 81 bucks, goes to about 82 bucks. Wasn't close enough for me to pull the trigger on it, but we need $80.75 just to get to a 50% retracement on Adobe systems. But just look at that volume out here. You can draw a nice line. I wouldn't call it a double black diamond, but I'd call it a black ski slope down of volume. Maybe we get some more before the end of the day, but that may just get you to the volume that we had on Friday before the long weekend. And a request to look at Facebook very quickly. This one even less energy on its bounce, and kind of tough to figure. You really have to figure that this January 20th low at $89.37. Yeah, $89.37 of January 20th needs to get tested. you can say that we did a little bit of a retracement there, about $7-8 from the February 9th low to the February 11th pop, just 3 days. Now we're going to go sideways on it, but you needed 107.50 for a 50%. Needed 104.75. So basically you did the 382 retracement in Facebook, and then it's gone sideways for 2 days with no volume. It's opened higher, it's closed lower. Really looks like it. And when people talk about Apple, I still think that Apple looks, even though it's got a bounce out here today, really needs to go back out and it's the $92 level. It's so close from the August 24th low, and that's what I'm looking for in the markets. In the meantime, sell when you can, not when you have to. Cover when you can, not when you have to. And we'll see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. Oh, we got one more segment. Why do I keep doing this?
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And we've got Tom O'Brien for the next couple of hours, and then, of course, Andy Heck. And maybe he'll tell us something about Julie and his new bride-to-be this summer. What else do we have going on out here? Anyway, like I said, we've been bouncing around 2 points up and down with the S&P cash. Volume is now a little over 3 billion shares on the New York Stock Exchange tape. I figured we needed about 5.2, 5.3 for today. So we're going to be a bit light Of course, this is options expiration. So I'm going to say that right now, from looking at options, we're probably going to close somewhere around on Friday. At least options are saying something like 1850. So just looking for something kind of a pullback into the medium part of this range in the next couple of days, but not expecting any kind of breakout or breakdown of the previous lows in the next few days. I think it's going to happen next week. But I think still the thing to do is going to be sitting on my hands. And what else can you say? Okay, what else do we have going on out here? Oh, we looked at Apple, Facebook. Let's take a quick look at LinkedIn, LN at KD. Another one out here that everybody was asking. A lot of people saying, well, you know, what's going on in this way? And again, I am not a big fan of thinking that we've got an instant V bottom in any of these stocks. LinkedIn, of course, blown apart. This thing could go sideways for 3 months or 6 months before it could be a buy. Are you going to get some bounces out of it? Yes. Could it even go lower? Yes. I just don't see anything in these charts yet that says instant V bottom. I will continue to think that, you know, we've got a market that is going to probably be in this $1,800 range until we break down on the next move. And I suspect it will be one of these things that, again, is out of the blue. Maybe it's those European banks blowing up. Maybe it's the Mideast on fire. Maybe it is a great deal of many things together. Kind of tough to always know in advance, but you just get that kind of feeling. Maybe it's riots in Baltimore and Chicago. Maybe it's the summer of 1968 all over again with Watts riots. Kind of tough to know, but with politicians fanning the flames of discontent in this country, it could be anything from here or overseas that continues on. So we looked at Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, Fang, and Google. We didn't look at Google yet, so let's look at Google real quick. Still probably one of the stronger stocks out here in the market. And, of course, their earnings are more predictable. And one of the reasons why Wall Street is willing to kind of stay with them, although from 810 to 682 bucks, quite a haircut in 5 days. Now, all you really need to do is look at this one for the retrace. We're not quite to the 382 on this one. That would be 731. 746 gets you to 50. And 761 gets you to this 618. So you've got a couple out here in this one, but man, you've got to hate this volume of the last 4 or 5 days, and especially today. And that's what has me very bearish in this market. There just is no juice in these old leaders. And that makes me think that the NASDAQ, Apple, a lot of these things still have a test of the low. Because they didn't test the low with energy going down lighter. As we said in the last segment, and I'll repeat again this segment, so when you can, not when you have to. We'll see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.